Good morning. I am not really awake yet, but I have big plans for today, and I'm hoping that you'll keep me company. See, I currently live in a country that doesn't celebrate Thanksgiving or have a holiday weekend. And so, this week, every single day has been just like any other day, but I would much rather have a holiday. So I have to run into town anyway, and I thought we could do it together and make it a little bit special. So I'm going to go get ready, and then we can hang out on the town. I thought I'd start off my fake holiday with a little bit of pampering, so I did a microcurrent treatment with my Zip. I've had this for years, but I stopped using it when I got lazy during the pandemic. However, I have been touring again, so I've gotten back to using it regularly over the past couple of months. I took some before pictures before I started. I'll have to take some after pictures to see if there's a difference. But I have a feeling there is, because I've been getting comments from people, and that's usually a good sign. Today, I did the long program, which is called The Works, and it takes about 15 minutes. Then I applied some dry shampoo I'm testing. I've been doing a comparison of the R&Co Badlands Dry Shampoo Paste against their Sandcastle Dry Texture Cream. I'll be giving a more thorough review in my upcoming 22 and 22 Project Pan update, but what I can tell you right now is that both of these do work as dry shampoos. I've been applying one on one side of my head and one on the other side of my head to test them side by side under the same conditions. After that, I applied some sunscreen since we'll be out and about today. I used the Dermalogica Ultra Calming Sunscreen that my dermatologist recommended for my rosacea-prone skin. My face definitely enjoys this formula, but since my skin has become oilier, this sunscreen's finish is almost a little bit too glowy for me now. Even after letting it set for about 10 minutes, my face still looks kind of wet. So I took a buffing brush and I applied a powder in just the center of my face, avoiding my under eyes since this particular powder is too heavy for the thin skin under the eyes. That took down the glow just enough and gave me a very, very sheer layer of coverage. Then I applied some color corrector and a very lightweight concealer. I have to wear a mask today, so I'm really just applying makeup for the fun of it, not to achieve a refined look. I went high-low on the eyes, using my Ulta Beauty cream shadow as a base, topped with a Dior Quint I purchased years ago at the airport when my luggage got lost on tour and I needed some eyeshadow. My favorite shade is the Topper in the palette, and I just used that as a subtle wash all over my mobile lids. I am still trying to use up that little nubbin of a brow pencil. It's too short to sharpen anymore, so once the tip is gone, it will finally be time to say goodbye. Then I hurried through the rest of my makeup because I needed to run. So here is the final look. I am headed into the city for an appointment, and afterwards I have some time to kill because I'm letting a colleague of mine use my studio for a couple of hours. So what do you do when you're in the center of town with all the beautiful shops? Go window shopping? Not sure it's the best thing for someone on a no-buy, but My name is Stephanie, and I'll be your tour guide through Munich today. When taking the train into the city, always be sure to pick a window seat so that you can enjoy the breathtaking subterranean views. Note the lovely scratches on the window. Modern art at its finest, folks. Just look at that texture. Well, I'm done with my appointment, and now I get to wander around aimlessly for a couple of hours. So let's see what we can find. A Christmas market. Little markets like these pop up all over town this time of year. Merchants, craftspeople, goldsmiths, and all manner of artisans set up their shops. The smell of hot mulled wine, freshly baked Christmas cookies, and roasted almonds fills the air, and if you're lucky, you can even find artisan chocolate in any shape you want, even a guitar. I had to leave so that I wouldn't spend all my pocket money on sweets. So I went from the Christmas market, where it smelled quite Christmassy, to like the fancier streets where, you know, there's Louis Vuitton and all those super fancy pants brands, and all of a sudden, like, you could just smell all these beautiful perfumes and colognes on everybody walking by. It's been quite the sensory experience today. It's not always a good thing in the city, but today it is good. It's been raining most of the day today, so it's nice to finally see a little bit of sun. I lucked out. Some blue sky.
Build a snowman and pretend that he's a circus clown. We'll have lots of fun with Mr. Snowman until the other kitties knock him down.
I had so much fun looking in all the shop windows, but I kept getting the distinct feeling they were trying to hypnotize me into buying stuff when I saw the twisty-turny elements in those displays. Roasted almonds. The main Christmas market isn't open yet. The stalls are all set up, but they're not open for business. It's still nice, though. What I think is really funny is there's like Black Friday sales and Black Week sales and Black Month sales, but Germany doesn't have Thanksgiving. So the whole Black Friday thing is literally just a direct import from the US, but without any background. And just like in the US, I feel like Black Friday starts in October now. So, I don't know, globalization for the win. Wondering what the story is behind that epic battle. Then I switched to spy pocket cam mode since I was entering the shops. I got to swatch a lot of makeup I've been really curious about, and it helped solidify my thoughts about the things on my wish list. Like the Dior Rosy Glow blush color was nicer than I thought it would be, and the Backstage highlighter palettes were much more glittery than I thought they would be. It was nice to see the textures and colors up close in real life. But where I really went to town was the perfume section. The perfume guy here on YouTube was talking about Penhaligons, so I stopped at their counter, and Lauren May Beauty talks about Initio fragrances all the time, so I decided to take a sniff of some of those as well. I think High Frequency might be my fave, although it's hard to tell because I was smelling so many different scents at once. I really wanted to try the House of Oud Golden Powder, but unfortunately they didn't have a tester to sniff, so I just kind of wandered around the fragrance section trying all the beautiful things, and then I ended up spraying some Baccarat Rouge on my scarf before I left so that I could smell rich for the rest of the day. So I just spent a whole lot of time in there and I didn't buy anything. Yay, no buy year. But I did enjoy the brief respite from the rain as I wandered through Munich. If you ever come to Munich, to Marienplatz, where it's like a very big shopping area, if you walk down the main stretch, there's tons of, big name stores and chains and things like that. But all you have to do is veer slightly off the beaten path into the little side alleyways. And you can find these lovely, tiny little stores. And I found one of those today, a little tiny parfumerie, and they sell very fine, very expensive makeup, but also some beautiful niche scents. And so I had fun because those are the sorts of scents that I kind of have always been curious about trying, but they're not necessarily always that easy to find. And so I was able to find them there. That was really fun. As someone who's very new to fragrance, I'm having so much fun just kind of spraying things all over the place. And tasting things. Look at those cakes. I'm back! And we're gonna do a little bit of a haul because, I was out in the town, so I avoided the temptation of the candy store. I even avoided the temptation of the freshly roasted almonds. But then I saw Christmas cookies. So I got myself some Spitzbuben. Then I saw a new bubble tea place on the way home. So I got a bubble tea. And if you don't already know, bubble tea is like my favorite. So very happy about that. And then maybe the most exciting purchase of all, broccoli. Fast forward to now, I'm done with work. I've changed into my comfy cozies. So let's talk about surviving Black Friday while on a no-buy. I was a little bit worried that I was going to come home having bought all the makeup, but I didn't buy any. And I think it might be because I viewed this shopping expedition as more of a reconnaissance mission than a shopping trip, because my goal was to bring home information, not stuff. You see, I have a very, very long makeup wish list. But I have come to realize that I don't necessarily want to own all of the things on that wish list. I simply want to try all of the things on that list. And oftentimes, simply swatching those items is enough to completely satisfy the desire that I have for it. Because a lot of times the colors or the textures are very different to how I imagine them to be when I simply see them online or read a description or hear someone talk about it and describe it. So seeing things in person makes a huge difference. And actually being able to touch products again is so exciting because, we couldn't swatch things for so long. And I have found that the best way for me to resist actually purchasing a product is for me to actually take a picture of the product with the swatch and the color name in the picture, because that way I can put it on my wish list with that picture, and then I know exactly which color really genuinely suits my tastes. And because I have a document of exactly which item I wanted, it's easier for me to just put it on the wish list because I know that I won't forget the color that I wanted. But I've realized there are a lot of really pretty things out there, and I like a lot of stuff.
I like that.
I like that.
I like that.
I like that.
I like that. I like that. I think I need to try that.
I like that.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
I like that.
I like that.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
I like that. I like that.
But that doesn't mean I actually wanted the stuff. There's a pretty big gap between enjoying the idea of a thing and enjoying having the actual thing itself. And I find that when I think about it, many times I enjoy the fantasy or the idea behind something more than I would enjoy actually having the thing itself. Take, for example, that beautiful monochrome, comfy looking poofy furniture. Okay, I'm sure it would look great in my house. I'm sure that, I would use it and enjoy it and all that stuff. But the reality is I didn't actually want the furniture. I wanted a comfy place to sit because my feet were tired. Or another example, take that Christmas bedding. I said, I like that, and I did. But I don't actually want my bed to look anything like that. For one, I tend to prefer solid colors for my bedding. And so as cute as that print was, it's just not my jam because it's a print. And second of all, I am not one of those women who wants 1,000 pillows on my bed. I mean, it's work to put them on in the morning. It's work to take the extra ones off at night. There's more to clean. And also, who needs 3 pillows that say Merry Christmas, 2 that say Happy Holidays, and then a plethora of other pillows in other various holiday prints? I just feel like for me and my personal preferences, that's pure pillow overkill. So I think when I said, I like that, what I actually meant was, I like Christmas. And this is something I want to remember when my low-buy year is over. There are so many beautiful things in this world, and I can enjoy all of them in their display windows and in their testers. And perhaps a handful of them will bring me joy if I choose to bring them home with me. But for the most part, I can enjoy all of these gorgeous items from afar because I realize that they simply just remind me of something that makes me happy, but owning the item itself would not. So that was my attempt to survive Black Friday. Although we all know it's not over yet. There's still Small Business Saturday and Cyber Monday and the whole pre-Christmas rush. So yeah, you doing okay? If you'd like to distract yourself from all the shopping madness, here's another video for your viewing pleasure. Other than that, thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a wonderful week and that we can all remember that even stumbling can be a form of moving forward. So let's stumble in style.